Hello and welcome. Today we're finally doing Kingdom of Ash, and we read through chapters 1 through 24 of this massive, beautiful book.
It's huge.
Finally here. And the new cover.
So
Do we like the new
pretty.
cover?
Yeah, I love
Yeah.
it. I love the new covers.
Love, love, love.
Gorge.
And
It's
I
a
feel
lot
like
of
it's not just like, how like the old covers, like I know some people still like it, but like I feel like the Throne of Glass series is just so vast and there's so many characters. It's not just Selena.
I would say that that's one thing we've never talked about. And I was thinking like the only thing that I like about the older covers is I appreciate how she's wearing one thing on the front and it's like very about part of the book. And then on the back cover, she's wearing something different and it's like about another part of the book. And maybe at some point we'll have to dive into all of that.
Yes, I've never seen the back of it.
Yeah. Oh, I would be happy to share. This one's very interesting, and I mean, I don't know where it's gonna go, but yeah. On the old cover for Kingdom of Ash, she's wearing like her battle attire on the front,
Mhm.
and
Yeah,
then
which we haven't seen yet.
right
So,
on the back cover, she's wearing this like beautiful like aqua gown with a crown.
Oh, Coronation.
Yeah, I'll
What?
bring it. I'll bring it for next time. We'll do some show and tell.
Have you
When
guys seen
Darrow
it?
dies.
Hmm?
When what?
You mean after you said after she dies?
No, when Darrow dies and she becomes queen, because Darrow's
Oh,
the worst.
Darrow. Oh God, yeah, he sucks.
Yeah.
All the lords suck, right?
Yeah. Wait, before we get
And
into any
Ren.
specifics, should we give like our initial thoughts real quick just in case anyone is somehow deciding if they want to read this book? Which I'm assuming if you're deciding if you want to read this book, you've read all the other ones, so like the answer is absolutely yes. If you haven't read the other ones, the answer is absolutely no, like go back to the beginning.
I was like, what are you doing
Depressing.
here?
Yeah.
Super sad is the takeaway for the first 24 chapters.
This this is the most cheerful book I've ever read.
No, we keep joking about that.
So cheerful, very uplifting. If you're having a rough week, you might want to steer clear of this book. That's
Or it might make you feel better because your week isn't as bad
that's
as
that's fair.
some characters in this.
Yeah, I can say with almost 100% certainty, no matter how bad your week is, and I'm not saying you're not allowed to have a bad week, but it is not as bad as the past couple of months of these guys. So just dive right in.
I'm trying to think of a character that's had like a good chapter, like a good time, and for the life of me, I can't. Like, my brain is just
Yeah, yeah. I mean, I can think of.
Manon.
I was gonna say if anyone's having like even like a somewhat good time, it's Manon and Dorian. But Dorian's also like, I might have to kill myself soon, so like YOLO.
Dorian's also like, I don't deserve to live. I'm a secret demon.
Yeah. So we're just getting right into it. So if these things surprised you, please go back and start with Throne of Glass. But so far, I do love this book. It's got everything that I want from the end of the series. Yeah.
So many POVs.
So many
So many.
POVs, which I know overwhelm some people, but they're amazing.
No, they're amazing because we've at least had one of them in the past book, so you kind of like get used to it. It's not like I don't think it's anyone new, right?
No.
Yeah.
No.
Mm,
No.
No.
The next chapter is from Karen's point of view.
Yeah, we haven't gotten there
I
yet,
haven't gotten
Elena.
there.
We'll talk. See, all right. I was gonna judge.
I knew.
I also did read the first 5 words of the next
And it was
chapter
Karen.
just to see. I just wanted to see the 5
And it was
words.
Karen.
5. It was 5
I get
words.
to the end of chapter 24, and I'm like, it's very tempting to see what's the next line, but I'm not gonna do it. I think Elena might. But I'm not gonna do it.
The problem is when it's like it's on the next page. You almost can't take your eyes away. Your eyes just like go right over and they go, oh, no, wait, I can't go there. But you see the word Cairn and then you realize like, okay, we're back at that plot line. And that's all I needed to know is
Yeah,
like, are we going back
I was
there?
but I didn't know that
I
it would be his POV. I just assumed that, okay, we're back to Aylin's situation.
I don't know for sure that it is his POV. I just saw his name and I'm hoping it's an Aylin's POV. But
I also only read like a couple words, but I got the vibe it was going to be his POV. And if anything, you guys should be proud of me for not reading it because I wanted nothing more. Like the most uplifting part of this book is going to be watching Karen's day get ruined in this chapter.
yeah, by a lead. But yeah, uh, do we go right for that part? Do we start a little bit more toward the beginning? We're just like, let's talk about chapter 24. Or I guess chapter 23.
Well, we
Um,
had the prologues. We had the prince and the princess. Basically,
yeah.
Rowan being like, "I will find you," like everything a girl wants to hear from
Oh,
her true love. And poor Aelin is being tortured by Maeve and her company.
yeah. There's a lot of really sick shit going on in that plot line. Let me just say, like, if you have any like torture trigger warnings, this is
Oh
just
my
feel
god.
free to reach out to a friend and ask for a Spark Notes version. I will say I have a problem with torture. I could get through it, but it was not fun.
It's gruesome. I had some
Yeah.
hope though when she was in the coffin or the box and she was
Mhm.
able to like penetrate it a little bit. I was like,
Yep.
"Yay, girl!" And
Yep.
then of course, that didn't last long.
Yeah. Using the power of the mantra, you do not yield. It's a good mantra. I
It
like
is a
it.
good mantra.
Yeah.
I love it.
So we haven't discussed, but do you guys think Conal, I don't know how you say his name.
I think it's
Is he
I
dead?
think it's Connell.
I think he really is dead, and I was like really shocked because like one, we
Um,
didn't really see him that much, and basically he's okay with just being used as a tool for Maeve and for Fenris. Like after all of that, I don't know. You guys don't think he's dead?
I don't care if he's dead. So I have to say I haven't really thought about it. But now that you're making me wonder, have I seen a body? He could have been a shifter. Like maybe Maeve was just trying to really mess with Fenris. But either way, like, oh my God, that whole scene, I was like, I was not expecting this.
No,
I
no.
was freaking out. I was so worried for Fenris when they were like describing the knife. And I was like, no, no, I love him. No. And then like
Yeah.
he killed himself. And I was like, what?
Yeah. I mean, if it is Connell, like so sick and twisted and such a great representation of like how Maeve can just poison people's minds. Like if that was
Yes, and
truly Connell.
and we even got a glimpse of it too when we read that
Mhm.
chapter. I was like, is Aelin, like, is she dreaming? Like what is
Yeah.
happening here? And it
Yeah.
got to a point like, oh, she's just trying to find out where the word keys are.
Yeah.
And I'm
When
like,
Maeve like
yeah, I'm like, this bitch is like, wow, like
yeah. Yeah, Maeve has her imagine her whole past differently, like as if
yeah.
she was a loving aunt and she had just met Rowan and Doranelle and they
That
were gonna
she's
live
not
happily ever
really like this
after.
villain like that everyone else is painting her to be, but like, yeah, girl, you are.
Yeah, no, she's awful. And I wasn't sure if we were, because a lot of this is Aelin sort of trying to figure out, like, through everything she's going through, like, what is real and what is not real. And Fenris has been trying to help her with that, with their little, like, blink language, which is super cute. But
Blinking
yeah,
language.
I know. I thought at first it was like, is this some sort of like fever dream? Like, what's going on? And then when like Maeve's nice character is like, yeah, where do you think the keys are? I was like, oh, bitch,
Yeah.
like, don't even get out of here.
But it kind of makes me wonder, like the stories that she tell about her past, like, is that even real? Because we were only hearing it from her side.
I do think it's real. I think that story that Maeve tells is like the closest truth that we have to like her being a Valg queen and then escaping because she wanted something more. But yeah, it is hard to tell, like, is she still lying? But it totally matches up with the story we get from the spider in Tower of Dawn. So that's why I think
Mhm,
that it's probably true. Makes a
mhm.
lot of sense.
And
But
there's so many, like, references to her smile being, like, a spider, and I'm like,
mm,
"Yeah, because you're Valg."
and the spiders are Valg too.
And then, do you guys remember the part where, like, I think it was that scene where they're forcing her on a pile of glass. I
Ugh.
think it's dragon glass, right? And, oh, cool dragons. That's pretty cool revelation.
It's,
But
it's where the
I'm like,
wyverns came from.
yeah, right.
Yeah,
She punched Karen. Am I saying that right?
I think it's Karen.
And then, like, nicked Maeve, and then her blood was black.
Yeah, before she like made the illusion that it would be red again.
Yeah.
Yeah, so I think like because that happened before Maeve does the whole fever dream with Aelin, and I think she realizes that Aelin knows now that she's Valg, and Aelin's like pretty much realized that she's Valg, even though she has that moment of like, was that a lie? Like,
What
was
yeah.
this real? Um, so yeah, it's interesting because Maeve kind of plays into it more when she says, she's gonna go find this like Valg host that has like come to their border, take them over, steal their word collars, and then come back and use that as the final way to break Aelin. And it was in that moment that I was like, this sounds a whole lot like the distraction that Rowan was trying to cook up. I really hope it is because my girl cannot get word collared.
Mhm.
Yeah. But yeah, Fenris and Aelin is like the most wonderful friendship I had never expected from this book. And I know I said that I thought he was gonna die. And in that moment, Elena, when I thought Connell was going to stab him, I was very upset. And I was like, oh no, I said I wasn't gonna be upset if Fenris died.
Still gonna be upset because I think Fenris is still probably going to die getting Aelin out.
I really hope not, though. But I
No.
mean, like, the rational part of me was talking last week, and I still think that it's pretty likely because he would be, like, the best person to sacrifice himself to get her out of there. It's just like, I kind of hope that maybe I was wrong, and maybe people don't have to die in this book. Maybe it's just Connell and random spider lady. Like, maybe that's it. Maybe those are the only people that need to die in this book.
And Grandma Blackbeak and
Oh, well, yeah,
Erewhon
yeah.
And Maeve.
and Maeve
I said
and
people,
Karen.
not like evil hosts of wisps of people.
The good
Yeah.
guys.
I don't know,
Not
especially now that
not Falcon.
Not Falcon. Yeah. I can't wait to see Falcon. And like we've kind of seen him after the spider died, technically. But I'm wondering if the spider hadn't died chronologically when we saw Falcon. Because I
mhm,
was like, dude, you should be 20 years younger. Like she's
Yeah,
dead
no, we
now.
haven't seen Falcon
mhm.
yet, like, after that spider died.
He's in his falcon form, which we're
Mhm.
just going to be really confusing and have Falcon be a falcon.
Yeah.
Well, and also I'm really curious to see if he's more powerful now because some of
Hmm.
his shape-shifting magic was in the spider, and we like know that his shape-shifting was way weaker than Lysandra's.
But did the shape shifting power go back to Falcon when Dorian killed the spider, or does Dorian have it now?
No, I
No,
think it
Dorian,
goes
like,
back.
just touched it.
He
Mhm.
just petted it
He
to
just
learn
petted
from
it.
it.
Yeah.
Yeah, that's how I took it too. That he just learned from it and then
Mhm.
released it.
Okay.
And
Yeah.
that since his magic is raw, he should just be able to do any magic, including shape shifting, and he's working on figuring that out by
I'm
becoming Kale.
so proud of him.
I loved that. How Dorian's like, I'm going to shapeshift and become Kale. Kale. Now you're even making me say it. Become Kale. And I was like, oh, really? Kale's the one that you go for? You want to look like Kale? All right.
I don't know.
Good.
He's pretty hot. He's dumb but hot.
He is dumb but hot. Yeah. But I feel like now we're talking about three different plot lines, and I don't know which one.
I know, like,
This book
do we
goes
continue?
everywhere,
Yeah.
everywhere. But yeah, as far as like Aylin's plotline goes, we're hoping she's gonna get rescued. Because Rowan and Lorcan and Gabrielle and Alide have been like tracking her down. And then when Aylin was almost punching that hole in the coffin, she sent out some of her power in that moment. And like Rowan felt it, Gabrielle felt it, and they were all like, she's in Dora now. They just
Which Aline told them weeks ago. Aline was like, she's in Dora now, and they were like, what do you know?
To be fair, because in that moment we didn't even really know where Aelin was. Like we knew she was on some weird like island in the middle of nowhere, like in temple ruins. And I was wondering if Doranel was too obvious. Like they were saying, you know, Maeve hasn't been spotted in Doranel. Would she really take her back there? So I was fully on board with the whole like, well, we're here. We might as well check here before we go all the way north and then maybe have to backtrack. But yeah.
It made sense. I just feel like people should follow my queen Aline more often and readily.
Right. Alid knows best. Which, like, I loved that she was the most central part of, like, figuring out how to get to Aelin at the end when all three of, like, the big, tough Fae males are like, we're just, like, we're gonna go in there, we're gonna make this work. And she was like, I'm gonna go in, I'm gonna find out what's going on, and then I'm gonna come back. And Lorcan tried to stop her, and I was like, Lorcan, I see what you're doing, and I appreciate it, but no. She's got work to do.
Lorcan, go back to groveling.
Go back to groveling. Lorcan.
We need to see more.
He's trying so hard, guys.
He could try harder.
He can. He definitely can.
He has more shirts he can cut up.
But didn't you love that? Like how he's realized that like he can't keep pushing himself on her, and he was just like, here you go, Gabrielle and Rowan, here are my shirts. Just tell her that they're yours. And just like, oh boy.
That was cute.
Yeah. And then she finds them when she's like going to get her supplies to make her little Rowan Lorcan disguise when she goes into Doranel.
I can't think of her name, but she's just like, you literally smell like Lorcan and Rowan. Like, what do you think you're doing?
Yeah, SR. And SR, for anyone who isn't as obsessed with these books as us or doesn't take copious notes, which slows your reading down by a lot. SR is Lorcan's ex, and we met her in the deleted chapter, or I guess the extra chapter from Heir of Fire.
It takes place in Heir of Fire, but it's actually from Empire Storms. The bonus chapter is where it appears.
Gotcha.
And it's like the Faes that are visiting Mistward.
Yep.
Yeah. And it's a really you guys need to just read that bonus chapter because it's really cute. Yeah. And that's how we initially meet SR for the first time.
Yeah, if you haven't read it, maybe pause now. I mean, there's not much to ruin in it, but we're gonna ruin it right now. So I'll wait. You good? All right. SR we meet in the deleted chapter, the extra chapter, and she loves Aelin, like is instantly friends with her, sees that she and Rowan should totally be together, and we find out that she used to date Lorcan, and is like, yeah, he's emotionally unavailable. Yeah, no shit. So yeah, it's funny when she sees, so like a lead tries to do her whole find out information in the tavern bit, and ends up picking out SR and her sister and their friends to get information from them. And after she does that, SR like follows her into the alleyway and is like, yeah, you're wearing Rowan Whitethorn's shirt, or like, yeah, Rowan's
the cape.
Lorcan's shirt and Rowan's cape, and like you smell a lot like Lorcan. So I'm like, yeah, that's because they're mates. It's great. But yeah, SR helps give them some info, lets them know where Karen is and that Maeve is gone. And then she and her sister help a lead sort of like form a plan. And then she goes back to the group and they put their plan together. And hopefully they're going to get Aelin out because she's been going through a lot. And also we need her real bad out on the front lines.
So bad.
So
the
bad.
North needs her.
Yeah, it's not going too well.
It's not going well.
The battle scene, right? Up in Terraston.
Yeah. There's so much to say about all of that.
Should we move on to Adian? Because
Yeah,
Chapter
let's
1
go to
starts with Alien,
it does.
and,
Wait,
he's being a
first can
big
we
poop brain.
Wait, Elena,
he
what do you want to talk
is.
about?
Oh, I just wanted to, before we move on, can we discuss Lorcan crawling towards Aelin instead of, it
Oh,
was my
yeah, yeah.
favorite scene. I would love to talk about Aideen being an idiot.
We'll go.
Agree?
Oh,
Like,
we'll get there.
but when Lorcan was like, I was crawling through Aelin, not towards Aelin, not Maeve, it just made me feel a lot better because I was real angry about him
Yeah.
crawling after Maeve.
I was too.
I didn't even question it. Like, I mean, you guys were definitely more pissed than I was about it, but I did
Mhm.
not question that that's what he did for sure. It was like, of course he would. Like, he spent his whole life serving her and like loving her in a weird way. So, like, of course that would be hard for him. But yeah, when he was like, no, I was crawling toward Aelin, like, from all his guilt and like wanting to do whatever he could to try to like save her, it's like, all right, all is forgiven. Now you just need to grovel and get a lead back.
Agreed.
Yeah, a good start to the groveling, not quite there yet.
Mhm.
Yeah, he is trying. Like, he's trying to talk to her. He's giving her space, but also still, like, trying to have conversations. He's doing, like, all the right things. So I'm just hoping that at some point before one of their lives are in the balance, they're going to remember that they love each other.
I just love a lead so much. I love that she's giving him so much crap.
And he
Love
does
it.
deserve it. He does deserve it. He
Mhm.
made a lot of bad choices, and I think she will eventually realize that he made the choices he did for her. And while they were wrong, they were placed in love, and that he will grow as a person.
Lorcan doesn't feel love. I don't. What are you?
Yes, he does. He just doesn't know it yet.
Lorcan's on the list of characters that doesn't feel love. Lorcan, Manon,
Manon.
Dorian.
Oh, Dorian has, though. In the past, he's
No,
just very traumatized and
his
doesn't want
heart
to
is
feel that pain
nice.
anymore.
Right
No,
now,
I think it could happen again with
Oh,
Manon. So,
it
and Manon just
already
refuses
is.
that. Yeah, I know. Like they just refuse to admit it, as we saw.
Right, we can't talk about my favorite couple yet. But
Okay, well, back to a lead. I love a lead. She's a queen in her own right, and I love that she shows a different type of strength, not like a typical like
hmm
physical type of thing. Like we haven't seen any magic from her or anything like that. She's just like she's using what she's got, and those are just like her eyes and being super observant.
I honestly love it.
so I love that she won't let Lorcan support her ankle, so Gabrielle's been doing it.
That's a good little detail.
Yeah. They're such a great group. Like Gabrielle and Rowan and Lorcan and Elide. Just like, this is the dream team right here. I need nothing else.
Three of the most angsty Fae on the planet, and then just the lead, just telling them all what to do.
Yes, it's so great. It's what they needed. They needed someone with like a level head. It's perfect.
And will get the
Oh,
answer.
yeah.
Um,
Uh, yeah. Sorry for interrupting. Our Adian is the worst bit
no,
to go
no.
Not at
back.
all.
I think it's a perfect segue because we can talk about another idiot that's having a real hard time remembering that he loves someone and getting over himself. Um,
What
yeah,
a big dumb idiot. Is Adian the biggest dumbest idiot right now?
no.
It's
Who do
still
you
Lorcan?
think?
I still think it's Lorcan.
No, now I think it's Alien. Because he's just
Okay,
so hot tempered.
I will say he is up there. He
He's
is, if
not
he's
he's
not
not using his brain.
right. He's also trying. I will still defend Adian.
Is he?
Yes, yeah. He keeps realizing that what he's done is wrong, but he just like he can't get out of his own way. He's just like emotionally too upset. But he's trying. There was that scene at the end where she was like sad and sitting on the bed and he sat down next to her. And I know that is so small, but just that little moment where he like listened to her and talked to her. And even though he like couldn't put his arms around her, he still sat down next to her and made that small movement.
He made the entire army march a full day back to where Darrow was because he was too thick-headed to let Lysandra turn into a falcon and tell Darrow to go F himself.
But he had to move the army. Like I do agree with that like he should have at least let her do that. But on the other hand, like he said, I don't think that it would have actually solved anything because we know that Darrow's just doing it to get the army to come up to him so that they won't go to the south.
Darrow's on my short list of like people that if they died, okay.
Of course.
I wouldn't even feel neutral. I would be very ecstatic if he died. In that scene where like the Valg comes in and tries to like hurt Aelin Lysandra and like everybody who's like pro Aelin is like, I'm gonna fight the Valg, and then like all the like grungy old men that are being
Or like, yeah.
difficult are like hiding behind the table. They're like, oh
Well, before that, when all of Aelin's allies like are talking to Lysandra as Aelin, where they're like, "What do you want to do, Queen?" And then they're all like, "Why are you talking to her, bruh? Why? Why do you think they're talking to her?"
Right. Exactly.
Right. She gathered them. Like, she gathered this army. Of course, they're going to answer to her or look to her for guidance.
Mm-hmm.
And that's
But
why I'm so glad. Yeah. Oh no, I know. I know he is super dumb. He's super
He's
stupid.
being so hard on her.
Yeah.
Like, I feel like if the roles were reversed, like he would have done the same. If Aelin asked him to do something, he would do it.
Yeah.
Mm-hmm.
No, I agree with that. I do think that he's being hypocritical. And I think that he just can't stop himself from being upset about the betrayal. Like, and I think that he's definitely getting there. Like we can see that he's getting there. When he sits down next to her, he listens to her, he talks to her, and he like even says, you know, like when they have that conversation where Lysandra explains, like, I did this for her, I did this for everyone, like I'm giving up stuff too, and I do not regret it, and I wouldn't do it differently. Like I think he's realizing that he and Lysandra feel the same about Aelin and Terrasen and like this whole thing. And I think he's getting there. He's just gotta like shake off the
Yeah.
hurt.
I just feel like he's putting it all on Lysandra and because she's there. And it's been Aelin was also like behind this plan too. And because she's not there, that he has no one else to put that anger towards. So the only person that he could do that to is Lysandra. And it's just like it just isn't fair.
It's not.
And I'm sorry, but she's like lifting this army. She's holding this whole army up.
And like putting herself in huge risk all the time, like trying to pretend to be the queen, like don't make a false step. You could like everything is resting on her shoulders, like the
And
pressure
then
that she has on her.
shifting to like whatever creature and then taking out like most of the Valg army. Poor girl.
She's amazing.
She's so exhausted.
Yeah. Yeah. No, I mean, I definitely think that out of the two of them, like Lysander's definitely in the right. And it makes me sad that he is still being mean to her. And I'm hoping that we've like hit a shift. Like I'm hoping that this is where he will stop and like realize like, okay, I was being too harsh.
My guy has a single thought where he's like, maybe calling her a bitch was too much. And that's like his self-reflection, Brooke. That's not enough.
No, he's had a
That's not
couple.
enough.
He's had a
No.
couple. Yes, no, he has. He has. I noted them. They're in my notes. See my notes. They're in there.
No, he has one thought where
Katie and
he's like,
Spark notes.
maybe I
He does keep thinking like every time that they have an interaction together about how he's been too harsh on her, but he just like can't break out of how sad he is. And I know that that comes from him loving her. Like I know that that's what it's based in. And I know that they're going to make it.
Just a poor way of showing it.
I know.
Very
He's
poor
gonna
way.
he's gonna make up for it. Adian's gonna come from behind. I know he will. He's got it in him.
Or he'll die for the cause.
Or he'll die for the cause. But not before he makes it up to Lysandra and she knows that he loves her.
That's true. All I'm saying is it seems like she could do better. I wouldn't be that mad.
No.
You guys remember when I said this?
I am anti-Lysander being with anyone else. It's not going to happen. End of story.
You're also anti-Aelin not being with Kale for a while, so...
That was a past me. That I'm not proud of. That's definitely on video, so I can't pretend it didn't happen.
Until this series, it's a good thing this is the last book, because I feel like every time you have an opinion and it's different, I'm always like, but you also liked Kale.
Okay, all right. Elena, who would you rather Lysander be with?
Gabrielle?
Ren? You want her... Oh, gross.
Who?
Lion Daddy? You want her to be with Lion Daddy?
Gabrielle? What?
Not actually. I just think it would kind of be funny, but I don't know.
She's got two guys right now that are kind of like falling on her, but
when in doubt,
Nox?
No,
Ooh.
I wasn't even thinking Nox.
Ooh.
Ren's got a huge crush on her,
Oh,
and
Ren.
I'm
I
forgetting
always forget about him.
Ren and Soul's brother, the other like lord,
Oh,
also like
Ravi or something like that.
Ravi,
Another
yes.
R name. Yeah.
Yep.
I
Ren
wouldn't
and
be
Ravi.
mad at either of them if they like show that they deserve her and aren't pig-headed and stubborn. Go and make her happy. Go for it. Adian really needs to crawl out of a hole, worse than the hole Lorcan has to crawl out of.
I was gonna suggest a witch.
Also thinking like Asterin. When in doubt, I'm gonna pair them with
Asterin.
When in doubt, Asterin. Like anyone could be happy with Asterin.
Anyone would be happy with Asterin, I think.
She's great. 11 out of 10.
Super loyal, unlike Adian.
I'm just saying, my boy has made some mistakes. He is not perfect, but he will make up for them and has already started taking steps to do so. And I believe in him. He has.
He made a single step to make up for them. He laid next to her on a bed.
No, I mean, just sat. We can't even give him that. They just sat next to each other, kind of close. That was it. But he talked with her and like went along with her plan for how to commit treason, which was great. So
yeah, it was the only plan they had. It was a good plan. What was he gonna do? Just ignore her plan again and make it everyone else's problem?
That's what I'm saying, though, is like this time she had a plan that he realized was a good one, and he went along with it. He didn't he didn't stuff it on purpose, like just to like keep being mean to her. Like he saw her, he was like, "This is smart. Let's do it." And I think that he's taking those steps. He's going through a lot too. They all are. This is a really uplifting book.
He doesn't know how to deal with his feelings. Is basically the gist of it.
He doesn't.
Does know how to deal with their feelings in this book.
I got nothing. Glennis? Maybe Glennis. That's it. Great Grandma Crochan. GGGC.
Maybe Irene.
Yeah.
She seems very level-headed. Maybe.
Wait, hold on. Are we going there? There?
Wait, we're still talking.
Elena does not want to talk about Kale.
Why not? I feel so bad for him. Like, his father sucks.
We're going there. Yeah, he does.
But Nox. I'd rather talk about Nox.
Okay,
all right, let's talk about
go back.
Nox.
Yeah, let's
first.
Go back and talk about Nox.
Then we can talk about how my girl Irene does not know how to deal with her feelings. How do you feel about Nox, Elena?
I love him. I'm so glad that he immediately realized Lysandra wasn't Aelin. Like a real homie. looks at her
Yeah.
and goes, "You're not my friend.
He
I
had a
know
hint.
you.
He had a hint.
I know."
He admits that like what gave him the layup was
Mhm,
when the Valg was surprised looking at Lysander's face. But yeah, just the fact that he can
mhm.
see that and then put it together that like his best friend from book one, like OG besties, saved his life. He's like, so you're not Aelin, who are you? And I was just like, yes, Nox, like you're here.
I felt like he should have been a bit more suspicious. Like, he should have been like, "You're not my friend. Who are you?" Like, there could have been the assumption, like, "You're impersonating my friend in a bad way?" Like, "You're not
Mm.
helping the cause?" Like, "You're like, he doesn't know that everyone else knows that Lysandra is an Aelin, I don't think.
He doesn't, and I think that's what I love about it, is that he immediately is just like, "Alright, I know there's something going on. I'm not gonna pry, but,
I
like,
want in.
I want in. Like, I want this to succeed. I love Aelin. I love the Galathiniuses. I want everything good for Terracen. What do you need me to do?" And Lysander's
Well,
like, "Can you drug a bunch of, like, lords so we can sneak away?" And he was like, "Absolutely."
I mean, he knows that Elena is Aelin. Adian was there. I think he put two and two together that this person who is pretending to be Aelin should be trusted because she's with Adian. And he
Yeah.
doesn't even like the Lords, so
oh my god, the drugging of the lords and them just, like, tiptoeing away was the highlight scene of these 24 very dark chapters.
Yeah, it was great. I was really glad that they committed treason because I was like, no, you guys can't just go hole up in Orinth. Like, stop listening to these moldy old flea bags. Like, go do something that matters. But now they're like
So,
in a
like,
battle where everyone's dying.
good, yeah, I guess we should talk about the fact that everyone's dying and there's no way Aelin's gonna get there in time and they're all gonna like, I just don't see a good way out of that one.
I don't
And
see how
Chaos
we,
forces are going the opposite way now.
yeah, I don't see how Aelin gets there either because I don't see how we break Aelin out and then like get her better enough. But the
mhm.
only thing that we've been mentioning with Aelin is the fact that her like power inside of her is like busting at the seams. So I'm wondering like
Mhm.
can we do a quick iron detox and then just like wheelchair her out there and be like she is hanging by a thread but like just point that magic this way and like maybe it'll work. I don't know.
My girl can't walk, but they're somehow gonna get her across the continent
Yeah, like her
to
muscles don't work, but she's about to magic explode out of every orifice, and if we can just get her
No,
there fast enough.
her muscles do work because I
But
remember the healers saying like, or not the healers saying, but like the healers healing her muscles so that she doesn't get atrophy.
that's true.
Still fucked up. Baby.
yeah, but she still couldn't walk
Oh no,
upstairs.
it's fucked up. Oh
Like,
my
they've been
goodness.
healing her, but she's still not, like, at full power like, she still
Yes,
can't, like,
yeah.
walk real
Like,
good.
yeah. Well, that's where Gabriel will come in and he'll heal her too.
Yeah,
Yeah, but
maybe
she doesn't have
no,
flying
I wish
powers.
no, but other people do.
Yeah, Rowan's gonna, like, grab her by his little claws and
Fenris
Fuck!
is just gonna hop too, you
can
know.
he go that far?
Can
Guys,
he? Why not? I almost said the W
guys.
word.
Wait, what's the W word?
You know the W word.
You know the W word.
Like, when you
Wife?
hop from one place to another?
Oh, we can't say that word. No,
Oh, I did
they
it. I did
yeah,
it.
they just boop. They travel.
Yeah.
Like
Mhm,
putting a piece of paper with 2 points together and just going straight through.
mhm.
Yeah, immediately when I thought of them getting Aelin out of there, I did not picture Fenris going with them, and I don't know if that's because I've just assumed he doesn't make it out, or if I assumed that he's alive but still doesn't make it out. Because
Mhm.
technically, unless Maeve is dead and she has told him that he's like sit stay, I don't think he can.
Yeah,
I
they're gonna go leave
know,
there.
but still, I want him to escape
Oh,
too.
Fingers crossed.
We're looking back. But yeah, Dorian and the witches are headed in the wrong direction. Kale's headed in the wrong direction. Odds of Aelin magically flying there in time seem low. So I just don't see how Aedion and Lysandra get out of this. Unless I'm missing
Unless it's
something.
unless it's some other army, but I think they're kind of all accounted for.
Yeah, I'm not sure either. The thing that gives me hope is that like Aylin's got this power that she needs to expend somewhere. We can probably get her there somehow. And then Kaol in his group, like Nezra and Sartak, everybody, their plan is to like once they secure Aniel to go like straight up the Farian Gap and go meet them in Terrasen. So like they're just gonna that's their plan is to like shoot straight north. So hopefully they can get rid of the 10,000 that are coming to Aniel and then like make their way up there.
But not in time. The battle's happening right now. Unless for
We
some
don't
reason the timelines are off.
That's what I was gonna say is I don't know if we have a good sense of like what the chronology is. Cause again, like before we saw Falcon, and granted he was in his bird form, but before we saw Falcon in the last scene, the witch, the spider had already died. So it seems like it didn't happen actually before that scene. So I just don't know like when everything is actually happening chronologically.
Yeah. This might be
Yeah.
a loss.
It feels like it's going to be, but also it can't be too big of a loss because otherwise, what was the point of like going and getting all the like allies and this huge reunion? It just feels really anticlimactic if like most of their army dies in this one chapter, a
There are
Well,
quarter
I
of the
think
way
it
through the
shows
book.
that shows to Darrow and the lords that like, hey, one, Aelin got this big army, like she said she would. And two, like, you should have listened to us, the lords. Like, we told you this was gonna happen, and this is the result of it.
Yeah, I agree. I don't see how they escape this, but maybe there's some sort of like, all right, we're gonna, you know, retreat and pull back and maybe
Hmm.
they're able to do that and buy themselves some time. But yeah, I think that we still have a lot of reinforcements coming, which I think maybe you're not thinking about like the fact that we still have like half of Ansel's forces are on their way. Like the other half of Wendelin is like on its way, but was kind of disrupted by the first attack by Erewhon's forces. So there are more people coming, and
Hmm.
then like more people coming from the south too. Like
Yeah.
half of the armada that Kaol got is still on its way. So I see a world in which this happens. I just don't think it happens in this battle.
Yeah,
Because
I
you have to
mean, like,
remember,
we also the witches too. Like, there's got to be a way that like the witches are part of the war on Aelin's side.
First, Manon's got to convince them that she's not evil, and that also seems like it's far off.
the battle can't last this
Yeah,
long.
I know.
Well, yeah, because I'm sure that second half is like they've defeated Erewhon, everything's happy, and we get half a book of Rowan and Aelin living happily and having a future.
Oh my God, wasn't there? Who
You read
was
the last
it?
chapter again.
Did you guys remember? Like, I think it was like some kind of dream sequence, and I can't remember if it was Aelin or Rowan.
It
But
was
like,
Rowan. I know what you're
Rowan
talking
was
about.
Rowan's a daddy, and they have four
Mhm.
kids, or like three kids and a fourth on the way, or something like that. I'm like,
Yeah, it
what?
was 4 kids and a fifth on the way. I
Yes,
remember.
yes.
They described
So
each of them in
beautiful.
minute detail.
Hmm.
That was crushing. It made me really sad, but also really happy, and then sad again. Yeah.
Yeah.
Brooke, did you like the other dream sequence that Maeve made up where Aelin was like, "Oh, he smells like pine"?
And so, I didn't actually. I didn't like it because I think it cheapens what Aelin and Rowan actually have, which is like
Mhm.
crawling through all of the darkness. Like they say it to each other all the time. Like, thanks for like traveling this path of darkness to the light with me. And I think that even though they were always meant to be mates and like it's because of Maeve that all of this happened, I think that it's made them stronger as a couple. And I like that for them. Because
Mhm.
they're going to be able to live their 1,000 years together, I have decided. With Uncle Dorian.
Aw, and Auntie Manon.
Oh my god, so dysfunctional. Wait, are we going to Kale and Irene next? I don't want to jump the gun, but y'all know I really want to talk about Manon and Dorian.
I'm ready. I'm ready.
Kale and Irene. Yeah, so like my girl's hiding a probable pregnancy. She doesn't know how to deal with her emotions.
My girl is having a pregnancy. There's
She
no
is.
way.
Irene is definitely pregnant, right? Like we all agree on that. Faux show.
The
Which
little hand on the belly there.
I'm so excited. I was
I
like,
don't
if
know how.
Not sure
Oh.
how long she can heal
Oh.
while
Yeah.
she's in this.
Yeah, I mean, we knew that them, like these two helping out in the war effort was going to be dicey with the whole like my life force is now combined to yours thing.
Yeah.
Yeah, and Kale already was like, I don't know if
Which
I'm
is
going to be
so
able to
love.
do it. Yeah, oh, love it. And you know, he's already been thinking about like he doesn't know how much fighting he's going to be able to do because he doesn't want to, you know, potentially kill Irene since when one of them dies, the other dies. So now he's going to extra be like, all right, everybody's going to have to go on without me. My wife's pregnant.
It's not my favorite trope.
I love it, and I'm not going to apologize.
I don't love it.
The pregnancy trope?
I love it.
The we're both gonna die when she's in labor pregnancy
Oh,
trope because we tied our lives together.
Elena, that's very oddly specific. I thought you were just talking about the pregnancy trope.
I also typically don't
say-
love the pregnancy trope.
I want more about the pregnancy journey.
Yes. Yes, I agree. I would really like to be on board for more of like Irene and Kale being like, oh crap, we're going to be parents amidst everything that's going on, which would be adorable.
Yeah.
Um,
And like,
no,
No,
Elena, why?
No, no,
They're
no.
so cute.
back pain and stuff, like, does she just like heal herself? Because that'd be awesome.
She probably doesn't.
Because I'm going through it right now and it sucks.
Yeah. Like, you should
I
get an
would-
Irene.
I would love to see that. I think that would be really good, but I don't think that's what we're gonna get. I feel like every time there's a pregnancy trope, it's always like oh no, I need to protect her. She's pregnant. She can't do anything. This is our excuse for
You
not
mean
doing
like in
things.
general, right? Like a
Yeah.
pregnancy in general.
Yeah.
Yeah.
I have high hopes for this, and I'm hoping it's going to be Hayal realizes that he needs to not like be in the thick of the fighting, and he needs to at least like take out the possibility of him dying. That would like obviously kill him and his kill Irene and his child. But my hope is that Irene is still going to be like a kick-ass healer and like in there like zapping out the virus or like at least like being the support person for the other 50 healers that are there doing that. And it's just that Kale is okay to take a step back and like be that support system instead of being at the front line like he's used to.
Mm-hmm.
Yeah. I think it'll be really interesting seeing what Kale does in that role because I can't picture where he's going to fit in. Not in because he always falls into that like warrior role.
Right.
So it'll be interesting.
But all the scenes we've gotten in this book are like adorable with the two of them. Like Irene standing up to his dad and like just the two of them like being all snuggly and lovey. And I'm like, honestly, like if I was gonna see one character become a dad in this book, it's Kale. Like I'm totally down to just like have him be the one that's like, oh my god, I'm gonna be a dad. I'm like, yeah, that's you, buddy.
He's such a
No.
normie.
Dorian.
He's such a normie though. Like it's
I want Dorian. I want little blue-eyed Dorian babies.
It'll happen eventually. Like, I see a lot of them being parents, but I think that Dorian is still such an edgelord. Like, he can't even take care of himself, never mind another human. Like, nah, Dorian's got a long time before he's going to be able to be a dad.
That's why I think it would be hilarious.
What do I do with this? I can't love it. Everything dies. Yeah, no, he's not ready.
My second favorite scene was definitely Irene standing up to Kale's dad and being like, "You're a terrible dad. Go die." And him being like, "What? Who are you?"
Yeah, when he just like kept trying to put her down about like being a commoner and everything, and she was just like, "Nah, you're awful." Like,
Putting them both down.
yeah, yeah, yep.
Who's ready
Irene's
for Irene to make that castle a home?
maybe. I'm personally ready for that castle to get eaten by an exploding dam's worth of water, but that's just
Gotta
me.
say.
Can I please, if that dam doesn't explode, like if that dam never comes into play, read the last chapter of a book aloud?
Elena, I'm gonna say this to you once. I will never allow you to read a last chapter of a book to me before I've read the whole book. It won't happen. And I'm pretty confident that this is where the plot line is going for the Aniel battle, but still, even though I'm confident about it, I will not chance that.
It's just like
I
a
feel like
weird thing to mention.
Elena just
yeah,
wants to ruin a book for us.
Yeah. Could wipe out all of Aniel.
Yeah.
oh, it could take out this entire plane. Wonder where that's going.
Right. Yeah. It seems like a really good way to wipe out, like, say, 10,000 Valg as they're coming up to your keep.
Mm.
I'm stoked. And then hopefully, if they do that, they can get up north even faster to Terrascend, which is where they need to be.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Is that everything we need to cover for Irene and Kale? Because that's everything I really cared about for Irene and Kale.
Yeah. I mean, I just hope that Irene tells him soon. I don't know why she hasn't yet. I mean, I guess she doesn't
Oh,
like really know herself, but I'm like, girl, you need to let him know. He's gonna be so happy.
it's gonna be a bit before she tells him. She's gonna know for like months and be like, "Can't distract him from the war."
Oh no, I hope not. That'd be
I
awful.
I don't know. I think KL would probably notice a change in her or something. Like she's hiding something from him. That he'll probably like call her out on it and then she'll have to say it. If she doesn't tell him first.
Are we talking about the same character? You think Kale's gonna observe something and notice?
Well, they're pretty observant of each other. And that's why I said, oh, I think maybe Irene is pretty emotionally intelligent.
To be fair, I think would we all say Kale is the third most biggest dumbest idiot
Is
right
that
now?
where he landed? Was it Lurkin and then who was second?
Adian.
Adian. And I think like Adian and Lorcan are fighting each other
Yeah,
for
they're
first
fighting for the top.
constantly.
No,
But then
Aiden's definitely at the top now.
I think Kale comes in at a solid third.
Yeah.
And I do kind of agree that Kale, like most men, is dumb when it comes to like the ways of women, and may possibly not notice that his wife is pregnant, never having been through it before.
Maybe not notice
Um,
that she's pregnant, but that she's hiding something.
yeah,
Kale's
that's
the guy
that's true.
that like 4 months in would go, "Have you gained a bit of weight?"
Like, sweetheart, you're looking a little rounder in the middle. Like, yeah, I
You're
am.
feeling curvaceous. Oh, I like it.
I hope this lasts. Yeah. No, I'm just excited for them. I thought that maybe the two of them would die with their whole like death bond, but now that she's pregnant, there's no way. There's no way they die. So it's nice. They've got like a cute little embryo shield. Plot shield. They can't die, Elena. Don't put your hands over your mouth. Don't be all dramatic. They're fine.
She gives birth and then they die and someone has to raise the baby.
It's not gonna happen. It's not gonna happen.
Why would you say that? Are you insinuating they're gonna like Lupin and Tonks it? Like this book?
No.
No.
Oh.
As soon as you said like, oh, no way they die. We have this much book left. That's enough for 9 months. Big battle. They Lupin and Tonks it.
No. Because again, the person that they would Lupin and Tonks to would be Dorian, and he'd be like, what do I do with this?
Exactly.
No, I resent that as a theory. I can't. Nope.
Not accepted.
No. We've decided as a group, no. 2 out of 3 vote no.
I'm just saying, when you said it, it just seemed.
Yeah, well, now I'm going to be actively worried about that. Thanks, Elena.
You guys just think so much.
Yeah, I don't like that. All right. So now we can't talk about them anymore. Who else do we need to talk about? Have we gotten to Minorian? Is it Minorian time?
We've gotten to Minorian.
They're so dysfunctional and I love it. They continue to be my favorite couple. They're like, we share a tent.
Rowan?
Oh, no. Side couple. They're my favorite side couple. Yeah, I just love that they share a tent and they do it every night and they still, like, we got 24 chapters in and Dorian finally was able to bring himself to be like, I might care about you. And Manon stormed off.
Yeah.
I could care about you.
It's beautiful. I love
And
them.
when he realized that, he could also change his eyes brown because he also cares about Kale. Like, he had to admit to caring about people again in order.
He had to, like, break down the wall in his heart.
When we're talking about biggest, dumbest idiots, does Dorian now make the board with his stupid, I'm gonna sneak into Morath alone plan?
To be fair, I actually think the sneaking into Morath plan alone is one of the better plans. I really do.
Actually.
Yeah, it's like sending the 2 hobbits into Mordor. Like, it's less likely that they're going to get spied than if you bring a whole army. And now that Dorian has this ability, or like he's growing this ability to change what he looks like, he has a really good chance of being able to get in there by himself.
And he's not risking anyone's lives. It's just him.
And he doesn't care about his life, so it's fine.
So think about all the fun pranks that Dorian and Lysandra can pull now if they both shapeshift and impersonate like 2 people at once.
It'd be great.
That'd be fun.
Yeah, but anyway, I got distracted by that thought. Sneaking in alone makes sense. I just don't think it's gonna happen. No way Manon doesn't follow him.
Yeah, I agree with that. I don't think he's going by himself. I also think that Manon could be a good escort for, say, someone who shifted to look like another of the 13 to go back and like grovel for forgiveness and try to ally themselves with Morath again. Just a possible plan.
Maybe. I don't think that would go super well. I don't know.
Maybe not.
So if he shapeshifts into someone, who do you think it would be? Because I for some reason I immediately thought a lead.
He thought of a lead too, I think, but I don't think it would be a lead because, like, then you're a lead, you get chained up again. That doesn't really accomplish.
That's suspecting that he would do something, or a lead would do something.
Or maybe it's that Manon brings a lead back to Morath to prove her like allegiance with them and ask for forgiveness.
But that's not like sneaking in. Like, Erewhon would care a lot if a lead showed back up, seeing the fact the lead was the last one with the word key. Like, I feel like you don't want to draw that much attention of Erewhon himself.
Yeah. Yeah. I don't know.
Also, the plan would get dumber. Dorian better like drop those word keys before he sneaks into Mora.
Yeah, I was thinking that.
Because the plan is exponentially dumber if he brings them with him, which is his current plan.
Yeah.
Like at
His
least
plan
dig a
needs,
hole and cover the hole.
or maybe he can hand them off to Aelin, who hopefully will be available for such things soon. Like they just fly Abraxas over to where Aelin is, and he's like, okay, here, hold on to these for me. I'm gonna go get the next one. Maybe.
Or hand
Maybe.
off
I don't know.
to Astrid or one of the 13.
There are a lot of
Basically, they're
options.
not beyond him when he goes to Morath.
No, that would be stupid. Let's hope.
I'm putting a 90% chance on him bringing them with him.
You can't walk into Mordor with the ring. Oh wait,
They
you
did.
can. Yeah, I don't know. I don't know what the plan is there.
And Manon also still has to figure out how to make the Cochrane's friends.
The Crochans.
Crochan's friends.
Yes.
I pronounce things wrong in my head.
He has to figure out how to prove that she is their queen. Yeah. I don't know how she's going to do that either.
Yeah, especially if they're like killing all their friends.
Yeah, and Glennis mentioned about fire, like the witches or the Crochan's fire. That just seems like a lot of work.
Yeah, the fire of war, how she has to bring like this eternal flame to all the different
Yeah.
Crochan camps.
I'm
Yeah.
like, how could she do that and bring the army to Aelin?
I have to admit, when she mentioned the fire of war, I was like, I'm hoping that it's not she has to like actually personally bring it. Like I immediately pictured like the fires on top of the mountains in Lord of the Rings, just like going off one by one. And I was like, maybe it's more like that. Maybe it's like a symbolic bringing the fire to the different camps. But yeah, I have to assume that Manon proves that she is their queen by somehow sacrificing herself for them, or like almost sacrificing herself for them in whatever they're doing when they go south to Eelway. It's just gonna happen fast. So
I thought her plan to bring, what was it? Some of the witches to them
the
to
brooms,
get
she
the,
was
yeah,
uh,
to get the Crowchance to like her and see like, hey, look, see, we're not your enemy. We're helping save you guys.
she made a little progress with that one. I forget what her name is. Carlton? Carson.
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 Yeah. Um, Carson at least like isn't super mean to her when she comes to bring her broom.
Mhm.
And she's like, "Hey, your wyverns love each other and they're mates." And she seems like super into the whole wyvern thing. So I'm like, "There, we've got a friendship. Be like, hey, come ride on Abraxas with me sometime."
Oh my god. She had to pull an Aelin though and secretly lead the enemy to her new allies to show that she's an ally in a kind of terrible move.
She is Manon. Like we have to remember, she's Manon. Yeah.
I
It,
Dorian's new truth sword kind of seems fun though.
yeah,
It
the truth
is,
sword is
isn't
great.
it?
Yeah. Yeah, Damaris being like, "Nope, that's a lie," or like, "Yeah, truth."
Mhm.
I like that a lot.
Me
Um,
too.
yeah, I liked that Dorian was at first kind of upset with her for what she did, like luring the yellow legs covens to come attack the Crochan camp. But then Dorian just like in cold blood kills the spider that came because
Yeah.
he realizes she's Valg and also wants her magic. It was just like the two of you are perfect for each other. Please be happy. I love them.
I don't know. I just
More.
yeah, I have no idea how they're gonna figure out their whole scenario. It seems like they have a lot to do in I mean, still a big chunk of book, but like one book.
It is a big chunk.
What was my Also, can we talk about the God thing? What is up with the truth God and not Gavin being like, that's my real God, and he's different from the other gods who are bad and live where the Valg live.
There are a lot of layers of gods and ruler beings. I'm not really sure.
Yeah, like the gods and the Valg are not even from this place. They're from another world. So you would think like the gods would be the good guys, but like, are they really? Like, we don't really know.
I don't know. Yeah, and then Gavin is against them finding all the keys because he doesn't want Elena to die, but then tells Dorian they're in Morath. So, like, and Dorian's assuming he's telling the truth, and it seems like he's telling the truth, but it doesn't seem like it's in his best interest to tell the truth.
Yeah, we can also talk now about how, like, was Brandon lying to Aelin in the last book about Maeve not being Valg, or did he just not know?
I don't
Because
think he knew.
it still makes me not trust him. Like, I don't fully trust him.
Yeah. Or Maeve
Yeah.
was so good about hiding the truth because she's been doing this for years, centuries.
Hmm.
Oh. And how old is Brandon?
How old is who?
Brandon.
Oh, I don't know.
He was super old
Yeah.
before he walked into a swamp and died forever.
Wasn't it like a fire? Like a blazing
Oh, it might have
fire?
been like lava. Yeah, that
Uh,
makes more sense, I
it
guess.
was like a swamp, but filled with like boiling hot liquid. Like
Yeah.
real dangerous. Yeah,
Um,
I don't know what the deal is, Elena. It's hard to figure out like what the Valg are, what the gods are, if the gods are all the same thing, or if they're not. Like maybe this world has gods, and then these other gods have come from somewhere else. Um,
yeah,
I don't
there was
know.
a lot of tying back to the truth god, I feel like, in this section from like that temple a few books ago, and I was like, I don't
Mhm.
remember enough about that temple to fully understand what's happening.
Yeah, they do keep talking about all of the gods and everything. And if anything, it has given me faith that there is a way out of this whole lock situation that does not involve either Aelin or Dorian sacrificing their whole lives to fix the problem.
Yeah, do you have a legitimate theory? Like, is there like because I feel like you were like, oh, there is a way. And then I've been wanting to know what the way is, but I didn't know if you just like think there has to be a way or if you like know a way.
Oh, yeah. I think there's a good chance that Irene can heal the lock. That is my current theory, is that there's something that she could potentially do to heal it and make it work again.
Nah, I still think Dorian's dead.
Nah, Dorian's fine. Or like healing in general, like if she can heal them to keep them alive or what. But the minute that like Irene popped back up, I was like, oh right, we've got a super powerful healer like coming on the scene. We're fine. Everything's fine. I'm not worried anymore.
Irene has a baby and then dies healing the Valg from the world, and Lupin adopted it.
No. Kaol selflessly keeps himself in the background so Irene can have 100% of the life force and heal whatever she needs to heal to keep everybody alive at the end. And they
The
all
more
live happily ever after. That's what happens back here. Happy.
the very last chapter is all we're
Exactly.
gonna get of that. The rest of the book is just gonna be sad.
That's fine. I can do that. As long as there's some happy.
Yeah, we need a
There's
happy
happy,
ending.
right? Happy guys?
I
They're
want
gonna
a
be happy?
reunion. Do you think the next section's gonna have a reunion? I just want them all to get together and be like best friends. I missed you.
I
You
feel like
know?
it's either gonna happen on the battlefield, like as people are dying around them, or after. I don't
When
know.
they wheel Aelin up towards the
Aelin's gonna be fine. They're definitely gonna have to wheel Kaol around. He's gonna be like, nah, I'm just gonna sit here. My wife's got this.
Aelin and
faith.
Kale can wheelchair together onto the battlefield.
Jamie reminded us that Aylin's muscles are fine. She just needs like a week to get over the immense amount of trauma that she's gone through, and she'll be fine. She'll be fine.
Can we talk about my other new theory that we haven't talked about, which is that I think Ilias and Ansel are going to end up together, and I think it's kind of hilarious.
I don't know if I want that. She tried to kill him.
Yeah.
I don't know, just like
End up with anyone.
some of the tension, I'm like, is this tension that's going to last forever, or is this going to be like, you guys realize that you could be a thing?
I don't know.
That would be the true enemies to lovers.
I still like the Ansel Astrid theory. They'll live closer together.
They will. They're going to share the waste. It would make sense, but
Yep. Yeah. But yeah, so far I really like this book.
I'm probably going to read chapter 25 immediately to watch Karen's day get messed up, because that's all I've wanted this entire time.
I cannot wait.
He better die.
Maybe that.
Oh yeah. Or like maybe he doesn't in this scene, but just like gets his shit pushed in a little bit.
No way Rowan like sees him in person and lets him live.
Yeah, no way.
Let's hope. I would love that. Yeah. Also, do we think that they get Aelin out of the coffin and take her, or do they have to take the whole coffin? Because I keep picturing like Rowan just picks up the whole fucking coffin and just like eases out.
Like the three of them like shoulder carry it.
Well, it has to be just Rowan at first because the other ones are like off in the trees.
Okay,
No.
is the lead gonna stay in the trees, or does she run out to help at some point?
I think that. Yeah. She's got to be involved. Yeah.
I don't know.
I cannot wait to keep reading this, and I hope that all of you keep reading it with us.
It's gotta get happier, right?
Eventually. Yeah.
But like at the next point we'll be like, no, we won't be halfway through yet because we're doing 5 parts.
Yeah.
I don't know.
Yep.
It's not
Yeah.
gonna be happier.
Gotta look forward to some reunions that may or may happen in this next section.
Yeah. It'll get happier. I trust in the process.
Yeah,
Wait, I feel like we should take what?
Well, not really a reunion. I was gonna say just like the reintroduction of like some past characters. So like Nox and Asar. But not with like Aelin.
Right. It's gonna happen though.
It's gonna happen.
We need our Irene Aelin moment.
We do. And we need the Lysandra Falcon moment. I'm sure there's more.
We got a lot of moments, and we're gonna see all of them. I know it.
While we're only in the first part, should we take bets on who survives to the end of this book?
We're gonna bet who survives. You think there are fewer survivors than people that die?
No, there's probably fewer people that die. Okay, so then take bets on which characters don't make it.
Into the next part or into the
year?
At the end of the book. I feel like we should all have theories about who doesn't make it out of the big battle.
I don't want to speak it into existence, but all the guys that I said at the end of the last book, I'm still worried about. Actually, except for Adian. I do think that he survives now.
So just Fenris and Falcon?
I'm really worried about Abraxas.
No. I forgot we did this at the end of the last episode too.
But yeah, if I had to pick one person that I think doesn't make it out of this book, it's Fenris. For all the same reasons I said at the end of Empire of Storms. It's just, he doesn't have a mate like that I can really see. And I think that his purpose is to get Aelin out of this and to help her. And I can totally see him sacrificing himself for that. I don't want it to happen, but
I think this is in my head now because I think I've just convinced myself that Kale and Irene don't make it.
No.
I want to be boring and pick like the non-important characters. So, like, Ren.
And doesn't make it.
Ren does not make it.
Falcon.
Oh, yeah.
Who?
Falcon.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Still Gabriel, right?
Still Gabriel.
I definitely think now that Gabriel probably just sacrifices himself for Adian.
Yeah. Surprisingly, I can't think of a female because I don't want any females to perish.
I think that's it.
Irene.
No.
She's not going to be Tonks. She's going to live to raise her child and have many more.
Definitely
If
not.
that's what they want.
They have their legacy and then they die.
I was thinking Borte. Borte.
Borte, no!
Yeah, I don't want her either.
Wait,
I don't want her
no,
to go either.
We still need to figure out what's going on with her and that guy.
Oh, they love each other.
What if it's like the entire 13, except for Manon?
No.
It's so dark, Jamie.
I
How's
know.
Asterin gonna end up with Ansel?
I know.
Yeah, Jamie.
Everyone
How's
except
Asterin gonna end up with Ansel?
everyone except Manon and Asterin then.
That would be so. I'm just picturing like them doing the Queen signal, and then like, I don't like that at all.
Honestly, I can't even list all the members of the 13. Like, if you ask me them, I don't know their names. Or
I don't think we've gotten all their names before, have we? We got a few of their names.
We got a few of their names. Vesta, Pharrell. Who were the Piano twins?
They have like the same name. It's like
Lynn. There's a Lynn.
Yeah.
Like, yeah. So I wouldn't be surprised if some of them, if not all, get axed.
They don't have fully formed personalities. Yeah.
No.
What's
the one? Who's the one? Oh, I did mention. I was gonna be like, who's the one that keeps flirting with Dorian? It's Vesta.
Whatever her name is definitely not gonna make it, right? Her great grandmother that we just met.
Glennis?
Yeah.
Glennis. Probably not.
Mm-mm.
Maybe Manon tries to sacrifice herself for Glennis, but then Glennis still dies. And then the Crochans are like, all right, you're cool. We'll do this.
We have no leader. It must
Maybe.
Yeah. Well, they talk a lot about how Glennis might potentially be willing to sacrifice herself. I thought in a less like dead way, but like that she might be willing to sacrifice herself to help get Manon onto the throne. Like her mother.
Oh, is Nox gonna make it?
Yes.
Hope so. He's a book 1 OG.
Yeah, I have full faith in Nox. He's wily.
He is wily.
He has to see Aelin again too. I would like that to come full circle.
Mm-hmm.
And then maybe he dies after that. Yeah. Yeah, I don't know who's gonna die, who's not gonna die. It's gonna be a wild ride. I can't wait.
Right.
Any other thoughts? Fears, hopes, dreams? All right. Come chat with us in the Discord. Let us know what you thought. Tell us if we're totally off base. Who do you think's gonna die? Who do you think's gonna make it? Tell Elena she's wrong about Kale and Irene. And then we'll meet back here for the next section, which I don't think we've decided on yet.
I think the next 24 chapters, question mark? Is that how, if we're splitting it into 5, it would be like 24 each.
Maybe, or by page count.
We can just let everybody know. We'll let you know.
Yeah, we'll just let you know. We're totally winging this.
We've let you know already. It's definitely on the website. Go check. It's there.
Yeah.
We just haven't decided yet, but we will by the time this posts. So check it out. Come read with us. And we'll talk more about this lovely and uplifting novel. So cheerful.
Bye.
Bye, guys.